Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, you know it does not work without you guys. So let's get open for business here. And let's wake up the football guys. Wake up, wake up, guys. How are we doing on this Friday morning? Here it is, man. It's about to be another weekend, of course, without football or basketball or baseball or hockey or NASCAR or golf or any other sport right now as we continue to be locked down from the corona. But, you know, they're talking about doing sports. They're trying to figure out ways that we can have football and things. But at least we have all the talking heads that are definitely keeping us well informed about what's going on with, of course, the Dallas Cowboys. Pretty much nobody else but the Dallas Cowboys. It's amazing to me, the conversation that's always about the Dallas Cowboys. It's crazy, actually. The things you hear, it seems like they just get more and more outrageous when you listen to the talking heads. Now, I'm trying to, here's my goal. My goal is to actually try and bring back integrity when it comes to sports reporting, as opposed to just bullshit. Just throw some crazy stuff on the wall and feed it to the masses. We have guys like Dan Orlovsky. So Dan Orlovsky, these are some of the things that Dan Orlovsky have said that the Dallas Cowboys should do. Now, Dan Orlovsky, let me go through here real quick before let's look at his body of work. Dan Orlovsky, in his time of being a quarterback for the Detroit Lions for 2 years, the Houston Texans for 1 year, for Indianapolis Colts, Tampa Bay for 2 years, and then back to the Detroit Lions for 2 years. In his time in the NFL, he was 58% completion percentage, had 3,132 yards, 15 TDs, and 13 interceptions, and was part of the Detroit Lions 0-16 team. Not exactly, and a 2-10 record. 2-10. 2 wins, 10 losses. Okay, so that's what we have as far as a resume. Some of the things, according to Dan Orlovsky, the Cowboys should do. First, draft Justin Herbert to replace him. 2, sign Cam Newton. Cam Newton, who has had multiple injuries the last 2 years and has hardly been on the field. And you can't even do a physical right now because of social distancing. Sign Giovanni Clowney, who nobody has signed at the present time, who wanted 22 to 23 million, who has dropped his price to 18 million, and still nobody else has gotten anywhere close. And 3, trade Dak Prescott for 2 first-round picks. Okay. And here, of course, let me play a little bit of Speak for Yourself, where they discuss this whole proposition of Dak Prescott. Trade him. Should they trade him? Should they go with the rumors of it? Let's listen to it.
Got to either perhaps the Chargers or even most interestingly, perhaps to the New England Patriots. All right, this is the blogosphere, and someone's written an opinion piece. I don't think it's that far-fetched, though. I would rather trade Dak and acquire draft picks than overpay Dak Prescott Marcellus, I can already see that look in your eyes. You're already upset with me. Should the Cowboys actually consider trading Dak Prescott?
Hell no, this is absurd. And I will only answer this because I want that check to clear. Can't be messing around right now.
Let me go ahead and say Marcellus, let me give you a shout out for putting it out there. Let me help you read between the lines. Let me go ahead and answer this bullshit topic that you have because I'm looking to get paid. Bottom line, I don't care whatever I got to do to get paid. Okay, let's go on.
These trying times, so I will do my job and answer this. This is absurd. Like every party mentioned in this article has to be disgusted in disbelief and just rolling their eyes. Like, where are we getting this from? Because we're at an impasse in terms of contract talks, everyone's now lending themselves to just guesswork. Like, oh, even in the article it says this is pure conjecture, but maybe they think the Chargers are more interested in Dak Prescott than a Justin Herbert, so maybe it will make sense for him to be an LA Charger. Do we know what all it entails to be a franchise quarterback? Everything that comes with that, not just production, not just leadership, but I'm talking about not only keeping the image in a place where you can be responsible and accountable, but also leading other men. Like, there's so many attributes that come to that. When you find that guy, you don't let that guy go. I understand that it's rare, extremely rare, to have him on a franchise tag, but it's extreme to take from the franchise tag to actually make that guy trade bait. I thought it was absurd.
I don't think it's absurd at all. I think it's a possibility, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's a possibility. When you have a player and his representation feel as though the number that they want goes above and beyond the number that the organization isn't willing to go to make this happen, then now it opens up grounds for a different conversation to take place. If you want to be in the conversation of being paid like the number one, number two, number three quarterbacks at your position, but the franchise isn't willing to do that, it creates an issue, right? So now we look at Zeke last year. Zeke had the ability to leverage being one of the best, if not the best running back in the league and get that contract based off of that premise. I don't see Dak Prescott having that same value and being able to try to basically hold the team hostage in terms of getting that deal done. If you go into the season with that feeling and that type of discord between the quarterback and the organization, knowing that this is what the player wants versus what the organization wants, I think it now becomes feasible to try to figure out if.
Okay, so just want to show you this here. NFC East winners, odds provided by Fox Bet. Cowboys plus 110, Eagles 115, Giants plus 900, Redskins 110. I'm sorry, 1,100. So let me make sure I got this straight. Your network is saying Cowboys are odds-on favorite to win the division with that quarterback. Not the Eagles, but go on.
If you can cut your losses, get a value, because there's still a tremendous value connected to a possible trade with Dak Prescott. And then you look to see if you can replace the value of your quarterback with someone else, draft or free agent.
Listen, I'm going to jump in right off LeVar and ask this question. And my memory's fuzzy right here in the moment.
Your brain is just
Would the
fuzzy.
Washington Redskins have been better to trade Kirk Cousins? Then didn't he just walk after getting 2 franchise tags placed on him, and then he walked and they get nothing in return? That's my memory of it. And to me, I don't think you can argue that Dak Prescott has proven that he's any better than Kirk Cousins was in Washington.
Okay. All right. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it right there. Okay. We have gone through, because I've had people that have come through on the channel and said, oh my God, there's rumors that the Cowboys are going to be trading, Dak to Miami for draft picks before the draft and this, that, and the other. And here's the thing you got to understand, that right now, the teams, they're not going out and saying what they want to do. A lot of stuff that is done to try and trick other teams so they don't know what they're going to do. A lot of times what will happen is teams will start rumors about a player that they may be interested in, about, injuries or something that might happen, hoping that they fall and get a hold of them. This is deception time. So if the Dallas Cowboys were really interested in trading with the Miami Dolphins, the last thing that somebody wants to know is that, or you let the other people know that you really want to make a deal. This is all made up by somebody. And here's the amazing thing about this. The reason I show you this is because I think we need to get back to integrity when it comes to actually reporting. Because whoever made this thing up, whoever came up with this whole concept of their mock draft having the Dallas Cowboys trade Dak Prescott to the Miami Dolphins, either was out to deceive people or really has no clue as to what they're talking about. Because here's what you have to understand. This is all just a fantasy world. Because can a franchise tag player be traded? A player who has not signed the tender can also not be traded. Unless Dak Prescott magically between now and next Thursday signs the franchise tag, which he is not. That's his leverage to get his contract. He may have to sign it eventually before the season starts. But until July 15th, that's when the end of the period is that the team and Dak can negotiate before the season. Dak is not going to sign that. So this whole wild goose chase and the whole thing of it blowing up on the blogosphere is crap. You cannot trade a guy who has not signed the franchise tag. Period. So we've had days and days of discussion on people that are supposedly experts in the NFL and know what they're talking about something that couldn't happen. You didn't hear one of them say, this is great to kind of think about this, but it can't actually happen unless Dak Prescott signs the contract. How is it that we are supposed to be believing the things that we hear on television when they end up taking the minutia and continue to spread the same stuff around? It's flat out. It's cut and dry. They should know this. They should at least tag it in there and say, well, it's great to think about. It's an interesting conversation, but it can't happen. But you don't get that. And this is what drives me crazy, because what happens is people don't go through the time to understand what they're seeing and hearing. They don't take time to dig deeper into a discussion. They mindlessly follow along by what they're being told. And so, in people's mind, just like the $40 million that people are stuck on, that Dak wants $40 million. It never came from Dak. It never came from his people. It's never been proven that he was looking for $40 million. But yet, that's what people have stuck in their head. Now people have stuck in their head that Cowboys are trying to trade Dak to Miami. Come on, man. All right. I got work to do. Got some more of those shot glass racks to get out and things. Tomorrow, I got to work on this today too. Zoom. What we're going to do, we're going to try. I'm getting a Zoom account, and for channel memberships, I'm going to give you guys a link, and I think tomorrow, 2 o'clock, we are going to have a conference call with all Jobu Sports members. I'll put it on the community tab with it to talk about it or let you guys know, and I will end up posting the link for it like an hour before, so that way you know the link to click on it. And this is going to be cool because unlike me just doing a live stream and stuff, this is a conference call that we can do with up to 500 people. I think that's going to be amazing. So it's not only you guys seeing me, this will be your opportunity to say hello, say what's on your mind, and me to actually see you guys. So this is going to be something new that we're going to be doing with the Jobu Sports Report. So as always, friends, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. I will see you soon.